More people have climbed Mount Everest than what my next guest will be doing soon. We're at the Safe Harbor Marina in Charleston, and I am with Ben Towill and Charlie Layton. They are team members of Dreamboat. I want to thank you so much for having us out here today.
Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, Dreamboats, I want you to explain to us what we're talking about here. Charlie, why don't we start with you?
So the Dreamboats is our rowing team. We're taking part in the Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge in December of this year. We're going to row from the Canary Islands to Antigua, so 3,000 nautical miles.
3,000 nautical miles, and this is just the two of you on the boat behind us. But what kind of training goes into that, Ben, to withstand 3,000 miles? And how do you do it?
Right, well, good question. So we've been working on this project for about a year and a half. So Charlie and I had no rowing experience. So a year and a half ago, we started taking a few rowing lessons. Then we started getting into the gym. We've been working with our friends at Ethos Athletic Club. And so we do about 2 hours training a day. We have one of the best rowing coaches, ocean rowing coaches in the world, Duncan Roy. He just came to Charleston from the UK and did a crash course on the boat. He's rowed the Atlantic twice and the Pacific once. And so now our goal, we've done our gym sessions, we've learned to row, we've had a boat made in England, and the next steps is just as much time on the water here in Charleston and offshore. So we'll be doing 12, 24, 48, and 72-hour rows between now and September.
That's incredible. What kind of training goes into this, Charlie?
It's been pretty intense. From the start, having not really done anything to this scale ever before, just going to the gym 5 times a week was like the entry point a year and a half ago, 2 days a week on the water, learning to row. And then as we've progressed, we've transitioned up. So now we're in the gym kind of 5-6 days a week, lots of strength and conditioning, lots of mental fortitude. So we've been meditating and kind of getting mentally ready as part of it.
They say in ocean rowing, and we talked about it, the hardest thing to do is get to the start line.
Yeah.
You know, prepared and funded. Once we get on the water, that should be the fun part.
So how do you manage that? You have families, you have careers, you have this.
Yeah.
So how do you manage all of that?
Well, behind the camera today is a girl called Katie Nastro, and she's our team manager, and she is the answer to a lot of those problems.
Go Katie, yes.
So no, thank you, Katie. Yeah, she's a huge part of this team. I mean, you see us on camera, but actually behind the scenes. So Katie's the team manager. We have Duncan Roy on the rowing side. We have a weather router, Angus, for the event, and then Jackson and Charlie on the physical side, and then Noel. So it's actually a team of about 8 of us doing this row, getting us across. So
yeah,
it's a big team effort, and then very supportive partners.
Yes, which that is absolutely required. What kind of a person do you think you're going to be once this race concludes?
That is a very interesting question. For me, this is like a flag point in my life of how much you can achieve when you put your mind to it. And I know that I've spoken with Ben about this before, but my whole life changed when I moved to Charleston. And this is me kind of planting a flag on my timeline and saying, this is what you can do.
It's a mighty big flag.
Yeah.
I think when you do these sort of challenges, it's really not just the race itself. It's all of the things that are building up to this race. The journey for us began a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you ask that question, where are we now from where we were? What relationships have you sort of focused on? Your time has become more precious. You just become more aware of things. I think the race itself will be an amazing experience, and I don't know how we'll come out of that,
yeah.
but I think this journey so far is already making really positive impacts on ourselves.
Let's talk about why you are doing this race.
We are raising money for the Green Heart Project based here in Charleston, a foundation we've been working quite closely with for the last 4 or 5 years through the restaurants, and it's something that I believe so much in, and I know Ben does as well. Basically, they build urban farms in elementary and middle schools around the Charleston area and get kids out of the classroom to learn about where food comes from, the impact it has on our environment and the impact it has on ourselves. And so we're trying to fund them to bring every school that they're at up to a national standard of being the best it can be.
That's wonderful. So you're coming out of the kitchen to give back to the kitchen.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Well, I want to thank you both so much for having us here. And when do you take off?
December 12th.
December 12th. Mark it on your calendars. Be here, help support them, and good luck with all that training.
Thank you very much.
Follow along.
Yes, we certainly will. Best of luck to
Thank
you.
so much.
Godspeed.
Thanks for being here.
We're back after this.